Penguin presents The Thriving Child, the science behind reducing stress and nurturing independence, by Dr. William Stixrud and Ned Johnson. Read by Kaleo Griffith.
Author's Note: The stories in this book are all real. They are the stories of the children, parents, and educators we have worked with over the years. Helping and being helped, teaching and learning, requires trust and often invites great vulnerability. We are deeply grateful for the trust and faith so many children and their families have shown us, and we have, in some cases, altered names or certain identifying details to protect their privacy. Introduction. Why a sense of control is such a big deal. At first blush, we are not obvious partners. Bill is a nationally recognized clinical neuropsychologist who has been helping kids cope with anxiety, learning disabilities, and behavioral problems for 30 years. People often remark on his calm temperament, most likely a result of the decades he has spent practicing transcendental meditation. Ned founded Prep Matters, one of the most successful tutoring companies in the country. He's an energetic Gen Xer, raising young teens whose students often say he has the enthusiasm of 3 people. We met a few years ago as guest speakers at the same event. When we started talking, we discovered something interesting. Despite our differing backgrounds, disciplines, and client bases, we were trying to help kids overcome similar problems in surprisingly complementary ways. Bill approaches them from the perspective of brain development, Ned through the art and science of performance. As we talked, we found our knowledge and experiences fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. And while Ned's client might struggle with the panic that she might not get into Stanford, and Bill's might struggle to get to school at all, we each begin with the same baseline questions. How can we help this kid gain a sense of control over his life? How can we help him find his own inner drive and make the most of his potential? We came to a sense of control through research on stress and studies of motivation, which we follow because so much of our work involves helping kids minimize the extent to which stress undermines their performance and mental health. We try to steer them to a healthy level of self-motivation, somewhere between perfectionist overdrive and let me get back to my video game. When we discovered that a low sense of control is enormously stressful and that autonomy is key to developing motivation, we thought we were on to something important. This impression was confirmed when we started to probe deeper and found that a healthy sense of control is related to virtually everything we want for our children, including physical and mental health, academic success, and happiness. From 1960 until 2002, high school and college students have steadily reported lower and lower levels of internal locus of control, the belief that they can control their own destiny, and higher levels of external locus of control, the belief that their destiny is determined by external forces. This change has been associated with an increased vulnerability to anxiety and depression. In fact, adolescents and young adults today are 5 to 8 times more likely to experience the symptoms of an anxiety disorder than young people were at earlier times, including during the Great Depression, World War II, and the Cold War. Are things really harder now than they were during the Depression? Or are we doing something that is dampening their natural coping mechanisms? Without a healthy sense of control, kids feel powerless and overwhelmed and will often become passive or resigned. When they are denied the ability to make meaningful choices, they are at a high risk of becoming anxious, struggling to manage anger, becoming self-destructive, or self-medicating. Despite the many resources and opportunities their parents offer them, they will often fail to thrive. Without a sense of control, regardless of their background, inner turmoil will take its toll. We all do better when we feel like we can impact the world around us. That's why we continue to push the button to close the elevator door, even though most of them don't work. It's why, in a landmark study conducted in the 1970s, nursing home residents who were told and shown that they had responsibility over their lives lived longer than those who were told that the nursing staff was in charge. It is all
Sample complete. Ready to continue?